Good evening, sir.
Good evening to all. So, if you just recall where we stopped in our last class, we were discussing distance and displacement in last before class and speed and velocity in the last class. Speed and velocity. Distance by time is speed, displacement by time is velocity. Speed is scalar, velocity is vector. Okay. So, if you include direction also along with magnitude, then it will be velocity. If you don't mention direction or if you don't include direction and give only the magnitude of how fast a body is moving, then it is speed. And speed can be calculated in two ways. You can describe speed in two ways. One is average speed, and the other is instantaneous speed. Average speed and instantaneous speed. Okay. Now, okay, right, we have to discuss this average speed in detail. How to calculate average speed in different situations. Right. The basic point in writing average speed or in calculating average speed is the term average itself indicates that if you have different values of a quantity, then the arithmetic mean, mathematical arithmetic mean of that quantity, you call it as average in ordinary general mathematics. The same meaning applies here also. If a body is moving with different speeds for different times, then the mean value or average value of all the speeds during a particular time interval is called average speed. If you take an example, let us say a body starts at time t equal to 0, travels for 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, like that. And it travels with different speeds here. Let us say at 1 second its speed is 2 meter per second. Then at 2 second its speed is from 4 meter per second, then some 10 meter per second, and some 6 meter per second. It is traveling with different speeds for a duration of 5 seconds. Then it will cover certain distance during this total interval. This average speed is defined as the ratio of total distance covered by the body by total time taken. Average speed is the ratio of total distance covered to total time taken. Okay. Unit same meter per second because it's the same. It's speed only. So unit is meter per second. Okay. Now how to calculate this average speed in different situations? Let us take an example. A body covers, or further to have a more clear idea, let us take a practical situation. Suppose you are going from Hyderabad to Vijayawada, and the distance is approximately some 300 kilometers. 300 kilometers. Let us say you start at 6 a.m. in the morning and you reach Vijayawada by how much? 10 a.m. You reach Vijayawada at 10 a.m. Then, what is your speed? If I ask you what is your speed, With what speed did you travel? Speed is distance by time, right? Distance by time. Distance is 300 kilometer. Time is
One
6
four
to 4 hour. So 4 sevens 28,
75.
75 kilometer per hour is your speed. Okay, right. But if you think practically, if you try to visualize this situation practically, you started in your car exactly at 6 a.m. This 75 kilometer per hour, if you go by this, that means throughout your journey, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m., 9, 9:30, 10, all around the time, you traveled with 75 kilometer per hour constant speed. This is what this average speed means. But practically, it will not be the situation. You cannot go right from Hyderabad to Vijayawada with a fixed speed. Practically, that is not possible. Sometimes, when there is traffic, you have to slow down. If there is no traffic, you go fast. If there is a speed breaker, you slow down. If there is a toll gate, you have to stop for a while to take a break for tea or snacks, right? Like that, you travel this total 300-kilometer distance with different speeds. Sometime at 50 kilometer per hour, sometime at 80 kilometer per hour, sometime 100, sometime 20, sometime 0. Like this, you are covering different distances with different speeds throughout your journey. The average of all these speeds is what we are getting here when you write distance by time. That is what the speed that you are calculating here using the formula distance by time. It is average speed. It is average speed. Okay. Now, take an example. A body covers half of the distance with speed v1 and remaining half with speed v2. Find its average speed. This is the situation. Okay. How to find its average speed? See, read the question carefully and understand the situation. A body covers half of the distance with speed v1 and remaining half with speed v2. That means the body is covering some distance. Let us say that distance is d. Total distance traveled by the body is d. And how is the body traveling, covering this total distance? It is covering it with two different speeds. What part of the distance with what speed? First half of the distance. That means this part. How much is if total distance is d? This half is d by 2. This half is d by 2. This d by 2 distance is covered with a speed v1. Speed here is v1. Okay. Then remaining half, that means second half, which will be another d by 2 with speed v2. So here for second half of the journey, speed is v1. Okay. Then what is the average speed? Mathematically, average is sum of values by number of values, but that does not apply here in all situations because this is a physical situation. Right? How do we do it? See, formula is same. Formula is same. Average speed, total distance by total time. Okay. How much is total distance covered by the body? D. Total distance covered is D. Okay. Divided by time. How much time is the body taking? Is anything given regarding time in the question? No, time is not at all mentioned in the question. But in formula we have time. Then what to do? What we do is,
Distance by
No, sir.
what we do is, let us say the time taken by the body to cover first half of the distance is some t1, and time taken by the body to cover second half is t2. Okay, then total time will be t1 plus t2. But you cannot give your answer like this, because basic principle is your answer must have only those quantities or those terms which are given in the question. In the question you have only v1 and v2. No distance is mentioned, no time is mentioned. So your answer should have only v1 and v2. Right. Then what can we do here? See, uh, t1 is the time taken to cover first half of the journey. First half of the journey. We know speed is equal to distance by time. From this, time is equal to distance by speed. So can I write d as it is? In place of this t1, can I write it as d by 2 by v? Time is distance by speed. T1 is time taken to cover d by 2 distance with how much speed? v1. So d by 2 by v1 plus t2. It is time taken to cover second half of the journey, which is d by 2 with what speed? v2. So we are using time equal to distance by speed. Okay. Then this will be d by 2 v1 plus d by 2 v2. If we take d common, it will be cancelled. Then we will be left with 1 by 2 v1 plus 1 by 2 v2. And if I take LCM, it is 2 v1 v2. Here you get v2 plus v1, which is 2 v1 v2 goes up 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. So average speed is 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. This is the answer. If a body covers two equal halves with two different speeds, then its average speed will be 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. One situation. Okay. We can have slight modifications in this, like for example,
Sir, how can we take V1 and V2 as 2V1 and 2V2 at the top? D2 by V, D by 2 by V1. After that, sir.
this 2 v1 v2 goes to becomes the numerator.
No, sir. D by 2 by V1 plus D by 2 by V2. How can we change it to D by 2 V1 plus D by 2 V2?
2 is in denominator.
Oh, okay, sir.
So if we take another situation, a body travels or a body covers 1/3 distance with speed v1, and the remaining 2/3 distance with speed v2. Then find its average speed. 1/3
Sir,
distance.
I didn't understand the previous answer, sir.
Where did you not understand?
Sir, 1
Sir,
divided
from
by
the
Is
1
second
it,
by.
step,
no, no, you first tell me, did you not understand the physics part or did you not understand the maths part?
maths part, sir.
Maths part. There is only a very little physics here. Okay. This step is physics. This step is physics. This step is physics. That's all. Physics is over here. Physics is over here. From here on, you have only maths. Okay.
Here, d by d2 by v1 plus d2 d by 2 by v2 also I didn't understand.
X by y z. What is this?
X by y into z.
It's the same thing.
Sir, how can we simplify d by 2v1 plus d by 2v2? How can we make it once, sir?
If you take out d common in the numerator and denominator, it will get cancelled.
Okay.
And I hope, I thought you have done a lot of things like this in your mathematics. So I wrote it directly. And it's a very simple simplification. During the process of derivation, if something changes, you while deriving, you take one starting first step, first equation or something, then you apply some rule to it and you get the second step. So you try to notice the difference between first step and second step. What is changing? You identify. Then you try to think how it is changing. What rule can be applied to change this? Is it any rule of physics or is it any rule of mathematics? Okay. So 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2 is the average speed. If you understand this, you can do 10 questions of this model. Only quantities will be changing, values, numbers will be changing. The other concept is same. Is it clear for all? Okay. Then look at this second one. Situation. Body covers 1/3 distance with speed v1, remaining 2/3 distance with speed v2. Okay, that means it is traveling for some distance. We don't know how much that distance is, but what we know is this distance is covered in two parts. And how are these two parts? Are they equal? No. One part is 1/3, other part is 2/3. So let us say this total distance is d. Then this part, it is 1/3, that means d by 3. The remaining part is 2d by 2, 2/3 part. Okay. Well, then how is the first part covered with speed v1? First part, d by 3 distance is covered with speed v1. Second part, 2d by 3 distance is covered with speed v2. Okay. Now we want average speed. Same formula, no change. Total distance covered by total time. Okay, what is the total distance covered? D. What is the total time taken? Time is not given in the question, so we have to assume that this time is t1, this time is t2. And we know speed is distance by time, time is distance by speed. So I can write total time is t1 plus t2. Okay. D by what is t1 from this formula? T1 is time taken to cover distance d by 3 with speed v1. So T1 is the distance by speed, d by 3 distance by speed v1 plus T2 time taken to cover distance 2d by 3 with speed v1. no, V2, 2d by 3 by V2. What will this become? This will be d by 3 V1 plus 2d by 3 V2. D taken common gets cancelled. You have 1 by 3 V1 plus 2 by 3 V2. LCM in the denominator 3 V1 V2. If we multiply it with, you get V2 plus 2 V1. V2 plus 2 V1. This 3 V1 V2, which is in denominator of denominator, becomes numerator. So it is 3 V1 V2 by 2 V1 plus V2. This is the average speed. Like this, you can have 4, 5, n number of possibilities. Distance can be divided in different ways. Okay, half, half, 1/3, 2/3, or 2/3, 1/3, or 1/4 to 3/4, right? Or 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Distance can be divided in different ways, but concept is the same thing. Concept is same. Procedure is same. This question is homework for you. Note down the question. A body covers first 1/3 distance with speed v1. Next 1/3 distance with speed v2.
Sir, once you can you scroll up.
And the last 1/3 distance with speed v3. Find its average speed. Find average speed. Homework. This is one model of questions which can be asked on average speed. Another model. Another model. Question is like this. A body travels with speed v1 for first half of time and with speed v2 for next half time. Find average speed. Find average speed. First of all, you should understand the question, understand the situation. Body is traveling. Distance is not mentioned in the question. There is no distance in the question. Speed and time are mentioned. First half time with speed v1, second half time with speed v2. If you compare this with the first example, body covers half distance with speed v1, remaining half distance with speed v2. There, distance was divided into two halves. Here, time is divided into two halves. We don't know about distance. We don't know about distance. Okay, we want average speed, right? This body is traveling for some time. For some time. How much time? Let us say it is t. The total time for which the body travels is t. And how is it moving? Is it moving the same speed? No, different speeds. And how are these different speeds? For first half of time, it is v1. First half of time. That means we should divide this total time into two equal halves. This is t by 2. This is t by 2. Then first half of time is covered with a speed v1. Second half with speed v2. We want average speed. What is the formula? Same formula. There is only one formula for average speed. There is no second formula. Total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. Okay. Is anything mentioned about the distance in the question? No,
No,
not
sir.
mentioned. Then we assume the distance covered in the first half time. Let us say it is d1. Distance covered in second half time is d2. Okay. Then again, we know speed is distance by time, but this time we want distance. So distance is speed into time. Distance is speed into time. So here I will write this total distance as d1 plus d2 divided by total time. Total time is t. Okay. How can we write this distance? Distance can be written as speed into time. d1 distance is covered with speed v1 in how much time? T by 2 time. So v1 into t by 2 plus d2 distance is covered with speed v2 in how much time? T by 2 time divided by t. T taken common, numerator denominator gets cancelled. So what do you have? v1 plus v2, v1 by 2 plus v2 by 2, which is v1 plus v2 by 2. So here average speed is v1 plus v2 by 2.
Sir, how V1 T by 2 plus V2 T into T by 2 is by T is next step, sir.
T is getting cancelled in the numerator and denominator.
Okay, sir.
So average speed here is v1 plus v2 by 2. Try to understand. Previous questions distance was divided. In this question time is divided. One more example. The body travels with speed v1 for one third time with speed v2 for one third time and with speed v3 for last one third time. Find average speed. Find average speed. Read the question, understand the situation. Body is traveling for some time. The total time is t. Okay. How is this time covered in three parts, three equal parts? One third, one third, one third. So this is first one third part of time, t by 3. Another one third, t by 3. Another one third, t by 3. T by 3 plus t by 3 plus 3 by 3. T by 3. 3t by 3, which is equal to t. Okay, that is correct. Now, for first one third time, speed is v1. Second one third, v2. Third one third, v3. Then average speed, formula, total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. Okay. How much is total distance? Not given. Then we do first distance traveled in first one third part of time, d1. Second one third time, d2. Third one third time, d3. Then we know speed is distance by time. Distance is speed into time.
Sir, here time is how much, sir?
Time is not mentioned. One third, one third, one third. Intervals are mentioned. So total distance traveled is d1 plus d2 plus d3. Total time taken, t. How can we write d1, d2 and d3 using the formula distance equal to speed into time? d1 is distance traveled with speed v1 for time t by 3. So this will be d1 is v1 into t by 3 plus d2 is v2 into t by 3. d3 is v3 into t by 3 divided by total time t. Numerator, denominator. In numerator, we can take t common. It will cancel the time t in denominator. So you have v1 by 3 plus v2 by 3 plus v3 by 3.
V1 plus V2 plus
It
V3
is
by 3.
v1 plus v2 plus v3 by 3. Average speed. Another homework question.
Sir,
A body travels with speed v1 for one fourth time and with speed v2 for three-fourth time. Find average speed. Find average speed. Homework question.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir,
Just a minute.
Oh, sorry, it got disconnected. So I was telling average velocity. Average velocity is just like average speed. The difference in the formula is there we define it as total distance by time for speed. For velocity, it is displacement by time, total time. Average velocity is displacement of the body in total time for which it traveled. That is average velocity. You can take the same example of journey from Hyderabad to Vijayawada. Okay, distance is 300 kilometer. Time taken say 6 a.m. Reached 10 a.m. 4 hours duration. Okay. Then your displacement is, of course, if we ignore the turns and twists, all these things on the road, let us say your displacement is 300 kilometer, time taken is 4 hours. So your average velocity is same 75 kilometer per hour. 75 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now, if you take a example like this, a body, okay, or let us say Raju goes to school from his home, which is okay. Without this, general, I'll take a generalized situation. A body moves from point A to point B, which is 200 meter, which is which is separated by 200 meter, and returns to point A in 20 seconds. Find average speed, average velocity. How to do this? Simple. See, first of all, given situation is we have 2 points, A and B. This is point A, this is point B. These are separated by 200 meter. Okay, a body starts from point A, goes to point B, then again returns to point A. This and total thing happens in how much time? 20 seconds. This total thing happens in 20 seconds. Okay. Then average speed, total distance by total time.
20 meter per second.
Total distance by total time. Total distance traveled is 200 plus 200, going and coming back. Total time taken is 20. 400 by 20, 20 meter per second is the average speed. Okay, no problem. Average velocity,
So 0.
displacement by total time. Displacement by total time. Displacement is how much? Starting from A, going to B, coming back to A. Displacement is 0. total time is 20, which is 0. So your average velocity will be 0 in this case, but average speed will be 20 meters per second. Speed is different, velocity is different. Similarly, average speed is different, average velocity is different. While writing speed, while calculating speed, you take distance, which is a scalar. While calculating velocity, you take displacement, which is a vector. You should be careful with displacement.
Sir,
Yes.
so displacement means the shortest route from point A to point B, no, sir.
Shortest route from initial position to final position, not between
Yes,
two
sir.
points. It is the shortest path between initial and final position. What is the initial position?
A, sir.
What is the final position?
B, sir.
A. What is happening in the situation? Read the question correctly. Body moves from A to B, which is separated with 2 meter, and returns to point A. It is not stopping at B, it is returning to A.
Yes, sir.
So final position is also A.
Okay, sir.
Right. So try to finish the 2 homework questions which you have.
Sir,
You continue this tomorrow. Yes.
so, so from the object from point A to point B to point A takes 20 seconds to move, sir.
Total journey takes 20 seconds. Total journey takes 20 seconds.
Okay, sir. Not only from point B to point A, sir.
No.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we will continue tomorrow. Complete the homework questions.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Good night, sir.
Say bye, sir.